students, welcome to the next video of HTML chapter number 5, creating web pages with using HTML. In today's session, we will be learning about a new tag that is called as table tag. Now, in this session, we will be learning about creating a table in HTML. Now, generally what happens is when we have some data in a web page that has to be displayed in the form of a table, that is in the form of rows and columns, we generally use the table tag. Now, to create a table, we have got altogether three different uh, tags along with the main tag that is called as the table tag. So a table has to be enclosed inside the tag, that is the table tag, and the ending table tag. And as you know that in every table we have got a row and a column. So the row of a table will be enclosed inside the tr tag. So tr and /tr will enclose a particular row of a table. Then after that we have got two more tags, that is generally the th and the td. Th is generally considered as the table heading and td is considered as the table data. So I'll be showing you the example that is given in your book. That is in your page number, that is in your page number 59. I think it's not very clear here. So I'll be showing you how to how to create a table using the table tag, th tag, tr tag, and the td tag. Okay, for that I've already made my page ready for you. So this is the page, and this coding can be seen in your page number 59. This is the tag. So I'll be using the same tag here, and this is page number 59. So let's start. So here I've used the same tags that we generally have it in our HTML document, and I've got the body here, and I have got the h1, that is uh, the largest heading for our HTML. So I'll just be saving this file inside my folder, and I'll be giving the name more on planets.html. So I'll save it, and when I save it, it will come here, more on planets.html. So I'll open it, and my HTML document will appear in this way. So I don't have anything here right now, and I'll be having the table here, and I just have the heading that is called as more information on planets with the font red. So I'll just be enclosing it inside double quotes. So let us start. So I'll start the table with the table tag, and here we have got the table ending. So all the other things inside my table will come in between this table and the table slash table. So this is the starting of the table, this is the ending of the table. Now between this table and the ending of the table, we will be having the table row, and this table row will be enclosed inside the table row. That is, tr and /tr are the starting and the ending of a table row, and inside that we will be having the table heading. So th. So the first table heading which we have it in our uh, table is this one. So I'll be going with table heading slash th th. So this one is this particular thing, planets. Okay, and the second table heading which we have is diameter in kilometer. So for that again I'll be putting it inside th diameter in kilometer. So slash th. And the third one is our distance from sun in kilometer. So again I'll be putting this as th slash th, and here I'll put distance from sun in kilometer. As you can see, this is the first row. In the first row we have got the first heading, second heading, and the third heading. I hope you are getting it. First heading, second heading, and the third heading in the first row. Okay, and in the second row what we have is the name of the planet, distance in kilometer, and distance from sun in kilometer, sorry, diameter in kilometer, distance from sun in kilometer in the third one. So that is another row. So this much is our first row, this much is second row. So what I have done here in HTML coding is, this is the starting of the first row, this is the first heading, this is the second heading, and this is the third heading, and after that my first row is over. So this much is my first row. In the same way, if you want, you have got another row. So tr and slash tr, and inside that I have got td and slash td. Inside that, this is the first one, so I'll be putting Mercury. So I hope you got the difference between this th and the td. Th is generally the table heading. That means the first row of the table is generally considered as the heading of um, the heading of the table. So there, this th has to be used. But from the second row onwards, that is simply the data of the table. So we will be having td as the code to be used. So second one is td and slash td, and in that, okay, I'll be giving you the value. The value is 4800. 4800 is the diameter of Mercury, and third one is td. The value is 57910,000 slash td. Now what happens is, so this is my first row and this is my second row. Now in the second row, all the values, second row onwards, all the values are the data, it's not the heading. So I'll be putting it inside the td and slash td. Whereas in the first row, the value are the heading, so I'll be putting it in these format. So now I'll be saving the HTML file and I'll just browse it. Now as you can see, it is coming like this, but I have put it in the form of a table, so it's not coming as a table. Why? Because actually it's in the form of a table only, but it's not coming in the form of a table. Table generally has the rows and the columns with the lines. Now why it is not coming? Because of a simple problem, and that problem is the first problem, that is the border. That is the attribute. I did not put the attribute of the table, that is the border. So I'll be putting the border. If I don't put the border, border is considered as 0. So if you want a border, I need to put the border value at least 1. So if I put 1 as the border value, then we will be having the border. So I'll save it after putting the border, and I'll just check it. Now you can see you have got a table, and that table has got the border. Now since the border has come, the color of the border is in the black. If you want to change the border, so I can put the border color. So border color is a single word, and I need to put the color for the border. Let's say I want to put the border color as green. Green. File, save. Here we go. Okay, maybe it's not very clear. Let us try to put it with thicker border. Let's say 5. File, save. Here we go. You can see the color of the border is right now green. So the first one is the border, second one is the border color. Now in the same way I can put the busy color also to the table. Busy color is the background color. Background color is basically white right now, so I can put the busy color also. So busy color equals to, let's say, red. File, save, and here we go. So we have got the red as the border, the busy color. The border color is green. So it's your wish, you can put any other color which you want. Then after that we have got the width of the table. Width of the table. So width of the table can be the can be set in percentage, like last time we had done in HR. See, right now the table is covering only part of the screen. Part of the screen means it depends upon how much value we have. If the value is more, so obviously it's going to cover the whole area. So if you want this table to have a certain size width-wise, so I can put it in my own dimension. Like I want the table to be covering around 60% of the screen. 60% of the screen. So I'll just put 60% and I'll save it and reload it. Now you can see this much is the 50%. Now my table is covering around 60% of the screen. I can go for more. Let's say 75%. File, save, and reload it. Now the table is covering 75% of the screen. Now since the table is covering less area than the 100%, then in that case I can go for alignment. Alignment means where do you want this table to appear? Either you want to make it appear in the left hand side, or in the right hand side, or in the center. Let us try different things. Align equals to left. Why I'm writing left? Because by default the tables are always on the left hand side, but I can put center, file, save, center. You can see now the table is in the center. It will be more clear if you write this 50%, only half of the screen. You see, the table is in the center now. Now in the same way this can go to the right hand side also. So right, save, here we go. It is in the right hand side. I hope it's clear now. Okay, now we have got two more very important attributes of the table tag. One is called as cell padding and another one is cell spacing. Cell spacing and cell padding. So I'll just teach you the cell spacing first. Cell spacing is basically the space between two cells. Let it be on the left hand side only so that it will be clear to you. See, now if you see this particular table very carefully, now you can see there is a space between the two cells. This is one cell, this is another cell. This is one cell and this is another cell. Now, if you want to change the space between these two cells or these two cells, then that is basically called as cell spacing. Cell spacing. Now, cell spacing is the space between two cells, and the default value is 3. Let us put 0 for a while. File, save, and here we go, and reload. Now see, the space is no more. That means there is no space between two cells right now. Now, if you increase this cell value, let's say 5, file, save, and what happens? The space between two cells keeps on increasing. Let us try to put 10. File, save, and reload. You see, the space between two cells will increase. So cell spacing is basically the amount of space that is left between one cell and the other cell. Either these two cells or these two cells or these and these cells or these and these cells. Not between these cells and these cells. Any two neighboring cell. Okay, now we have got another one. So I'll just put this one as let's say 3. Another one is cell padding. Now cell padding is a little bit difficult to understand. Cell padding is a little bit difficult to understand. Cell padding is actually, when we have got this particular cell. Now cell has got the wall all around. In all the four sides there is one border, and inside we have got the data. Let's say this particular cell, this is the cell with data called planets. Now these particular word planets have space on the top side, bottom side, left side, and the right hand side. This particular space on all the four sides inside the cell, that is called as cell padding. So cell padding is basically the space between the border and the content of the cell. This is the border of the cell and this is the content of the cell. This space on all the four sides is basically called as the cell padding. So I can increase the cell padding as well, just the way I have increased the cell spacing. So let us see, if we put the cell padding value as 5, what will happen? File, save, see, the size is increasing. Let us try to increase more. Let us put it 10. File, save, see. Now, if I put 10, now this is the 10 pixels, and this 10 pixels is being increased on all the four sides. If we keep on increasing, the the size of the cell will increase, and ultimately size of the table will also increase. So there is a difference between the cell spacing and cell padding. Cell spacing is distance between two cells, two adjacent cells or the two neighboring cells, and cell padding is the space between the content of the cell and its border. This is called as cell padding, and both of them are measured in a unit called as pixel. Okay, okay. So we have got the tr tag and the td tag. Now they also have their own attributes. Like the way I have put the border color to the whole table, I can put the border color to the tr or the th or the td separately. I can put the border color, I can put the bc color, I can put the height, I can put the align, v align, and call span, and the row span align. Now, as you can see, as you can see uh, Okay, fine. Let us remove this. Let us put it simple. Now, as you can see, the as you can see, the heading of a table that is generally denoted with th tag that is in the center of the cell. That is in the center of the cell, but the td is not in the center of the cell. It is generally in the left hand side. It is in the left hand side. Now, if you want this one to be in the other places like in the center or in the right hand side, that we can put it with the help of the align tag. So I can put align is equal to center. Okay, so same thing I have to put it for all of them individually. I cannot put it in one place. Center here also align is equal to center. Then after that file save. Now reload it. Now you can see that comes in the center of the cell. Sorry, this is about this. Now uh, there is one attribute, and that attribute is generally called as the height. Height is the value of uh, the the how high you want uh, a particular cell. Now, as you can see, the cells are very, minimum. The height of the cell is very minimum. I can increase it. So instead of this, I'll just put tr height equals to 100. So this 100 is basically the pixels. So let us check it. I want this table to have a little bit um, higher height like this. Now, when I make a particular table in this particular format, now what happens is this particular cell will have the data in the center already, but horizontally. Now, if you want this cell to have uh, the data either here or here or here, that is called as the vertical alignment. So I can put this vertical alignment also with the help of the V align. Okay, so this particular value, let's say 5791000 to be on the top. So I can put V align is equal to top. Now what will happen if I do this? This particular data will go to the top of the cell, not here, it will go here like this. Now if you want the cell here, then the V align is not going to be top, it's going to be bottom. See, it is at the bottom of the cell. And if you want it in the center, then let it be middle. Middle is the center horizontally like this. So this is about the V align. After the height, it was V align. I already told you about the align. Align is the horizontal alignment. It can be left, it can be right, it can be center. And this is about the V align. V align can be top, bottom, or middle. So the next attribute of our TD or the TH tag is called as call span and row span. Call span is actually column span. Column is the column of a table, and span means to extend the cell from left to right. it is used only with the TD tag. So for that, I'll just show you with a simple example. For that, I need to make a separate table, and I'll put the table with a busy color, let's say yellow. I'm just putting it just to differentiate the first table and the second table. So for that, I'll put a table row and a table row. Now what I want is I will put three data in it. Let's say this is the first one slash td, td number 2 slash td, and this is td3 slash td. Okay, this is the first row, and I'll just copy this and paste it, and I'll make it 4, 5 and 6 just to show it to you. So I'll just save it and reload it. Now what I have is a table here. Table is equal to this, border equals to 3. Here we go. And let's see, width equals to 50% also. Save. Okay, here we go. I hope everything is clear here. Uh, I'm making a new table, and that table has got this data. Table is equals to yellow, border is equals to 3, and the width is 50%. So this is my table. Now what I've got is I've got these 6 cells in this table, and the first row has got 1, 2, 3, and the second row has got 4, 5, 6. It's very clear from this table. Uh, Now what I want is I want the cell number 1, cell number 2, and cell number 3 to be merged as a single cell. You understood? Number 1, number 2, and number 3. 3 cells to be merged and act as a single cell. That is called as call span. The call span will extend the cell horizontally from left and the right. That means these particular 3 cells, that is number 1, number 2, and number 3, should act as a one cell. So for that, I don't need these 2 cells. I'll delete it, and instead of these td, I'll write call span is equals to. That means what is happening here is if I save the file and if I check it now, see, this cell is there, and the other 2 cells that I've deleted is no more. So what I want is this particular cell, that is 1, has to extend till here. That means it has to extend from cell 1, cell 2, cell 3. That means 1, 2, and 3 cells should act as a single cell. That means this particular TD should span up to 3 cells. So I'll write the value 3. Now if I write 3, then what happens is this particular cell will span to 3 cells. So file, save, and if I reload it, this cell is acting as 1, and I can go for td align is equal to center. Now what happens? what happens? This will come to the center. So instead of the value 1, I can write heading, save file, save, reload. Now see, this is the heading coming in the center, and the other one is coming like this. So this is called as call span. Now in the next example, I'll be showing you another table. I'll copy this, and I'll make another table for you all. So here I'll be putting another background color, let's say pink. This one also I put height, so I'll remove height so that this table will also come as a simple table. Save, reload it. So this is the table. Now I've got this. Okay, this might be a little bit confusing for you all, so I'll make it simple for you. Let it be td1. Let me copy this. Let me copy this. Now we have got this value 2 and 3. Save, and here we go. Okay, the next attribute is called as a row span. Now in case of row span, uh, we can extend the cell vertically, that's from top to bottom. If you want this cell, that is cell number 1 and cell number 4, to be merged as single cell and other to remain as it is, then what we need to do is I need to merge this cell number 1 and cell number 4, and that can be done with the help of a row span. Column span will uh, merge the cell horizontally, and row span will merge the cell vertically. So let us do it how to do. Let us see how to do it. This is the first row. So in the first row, we need to have the value 1 and the 4. Let's say this one is heading. Heading. Let us keep it as heading. Just save, and here we go. This is the heading, and I want these heading to merge this cell and this cell to be act as the heading. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to put this row span equals to this row span should go for 1 and 2. So the value 2. Now if I go for 2, save, then you see this is going here. Now if this is going as a heading here, cell number 2 is here, 3 is here, 4 is here, 5 is here. This should not be there. This should not be there. So for that, this we will remove it. So file, save, and here we go. Check it. And this particular heading, if you want it in the center, align is equal to center. File, save. Here. So this is column span and this is row span. So altogether we have got several different attributes of the table tag. Table tag has got the border color, busy color, width, align, cell padding, and cell spacing. And the tr and the td tag, we will have the border color, busy color, height, align, v-align, call span, and the row span. So for your exercise, you can try this one, and whatever I showed you for a row span and the column span, you can try it in your computer. And if you want, you can send me the uh, screenshot of the images to my WhatsApp number. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll see you in my next video with a new topic in HTML. Till then, take care and bye bye for now.